Welcome to Epic Elite Lord of Blades Solo. I've never successfully soloed this one before. I've only tried once before, and it was a couple of years ago, and I can't remember if it was Ginger Spice or on Voodu. I think it was on Voodu, and I think it was when I was first experimenting and creating this build. And I just was testing things out, and if I remember correctly, I just got knocked down and overwhelmed. So 2 years later, let's give it a try. I really don't know if I can do it, but we'll see. So, just got done doing the solo Epic Elite Master Artificer. That was really cool. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do that. That was pretty intense at the end. So, I think this one is going to be much more about defenses than the other one. You know, I really needed to have some adequate offense right at the very end of Master Artificer. But this raid isn't going to have any kind of mechanic like that. It's just going to be, can I survive everything? So I just want to mention a couple things before I start, just like I did in the Master Artificer. I'll first pull up the enhancements just to say again that one recent change I made is picking up the permanent shield. Because I've been tanking the Brides a lot in the Strahd raid lately, and they do magic missiles constantly, and they're also dispelling, so trying to stay ahead of dispelling with constantly recasting shield is a pain in the butt, so this made tanking the Brides a lot easier to deal with. Other than that, everything's the same as I've been using for quite a while. And on the gear side, it's all going to be the same, but I will be switching to some higher DPS options. If I feel like my defenses are holding up fine, then I will be switching to the Bell of Warding, which has higher resonance and sonic lore. And I may be dual wielding the Dusk, the light spell power and lore battle axe from the Baba raid, and then the legendary green steel vacuum on the right, which that gives stacks of vulnerability to my target. So both of these are going to be a higher DPS option than my traditional weapon, which is the legendary Radiance. I like to use this in Reaper mode because I get 100 heal lamp out of it, it blinds mobs around me, and as I mentioned in the last video, I recently changed Tier 2 to be Insightful Dexterity 7, which is giving me 4 more AC. I had quality MRR in there, but I recently realized that that was redundant with my legendary planar compass, which has quality MRR. I'll pull up the numbers just to see where they're at. The PRR will go up a little bit more with Deific Warding once that starts stacking up. Also bring up the Reaper. You know, I'm not in Reaper mode, so most of these aren't in play, but remember Tier 2 and up of the innate line is always in effect even when you're not in Reaper mode. So here I've got +1 to all saves and 20 hit points, a point of con, and another +1 to all saves and 100 hit points. So those are in effect, but none of this other stuff, and not Tier 1. Alright, here we go. Just like Master Artificer, I never really got that into this particular raid because when it came out back in the day, alchemical weapons just didn't interest me. I was playing casters, and there are some cool options, but it just didn't interest me enough to want to get into it. So I've probably only done this raid 3-4 dozen times, maybe a little bit more than that, as opposed to other raids like the Abbot raid, which I've probably literally done at least 2,000 times. And I am going to run back here just to get my collectible. Gotta get your collectibles because of how valuable they are for crafting. Even if you're not a crafter, you should get your collectibles because they're valuable to sell on the shard exchange. So you can make some shards, or you can sell them on the regular auction house if you need plat, or you can just pick them up because maybe your friends might want some, or you could just save them because maybe you'll get into crafting. You know, if you're not into Caneth crafting, I highly recommend getting into it. And if you don't know how, and if you're not aware, I do have a beginner's guide to Caneth crafting on my channel, which is designed for people who know nothing about it, or people who tried but were just totally confused and just had no idea what was going on. I really start with the very basics and just walk you through it. And then I have an advanced guide for it as well, with some additional information, which if you're going to do the beginner's guide, I highly recommend also watching the advanced guide right away after that, because in the advanced guide I explain how to level up very quickly and efficiently in your crafting levels. I'll also put a link in this video to our teaching raid video of this, because I'm not going to, this is not a, this is not a video about how to do Lord of Blades. So if you're interested in seeing a video that has an entire, complete walkthrough, I'll put that link in the description. I don't even know if I could just run by these guys or not. Let's see what happens. I'm curious. I'm going to switch to chain shape and auto attack. I can definitely switch to my higher DPS option now. I'm not going to need my high defenses until the end fight, if at all. See if that barrier comes down when this last juggernaut goes down. Oh, but the trash is down too, so might as well get the extra chest because it's just an intim check. Except I'm probably not going to be able to find the secret door. But let's try with True Seeing. I think you have to have somebody with a high search. Yep. There's a secret door you can search out there, and it's just a junk chest. Assassins won't kite together, so chain shape and auto attack. So another reason why wanted to do the Master Artificer and Lord of Blades solo is because it's just a couple more items I can cross off my bucket list, things that I've never done in DDO. Alright. Well, let's get with the regular gear for now. And let's see what happens. The lob. Now you may be asking yourself, but Voodu, how are you going to damage the pillars because they're so high up there and Warlock Blast can't reach? I've got a secret weapon. I have a plan. Hell yeah, I got the buff. I love that effect that he does, that blur, like slow-mo effect. The Storm Reaver does that too. That's really cool. Okay, we can take down these pillars here. It seems like I can switch to my higher DPS stuff. So let's go ahead and give that a try. Let's go ahead and switch to chain shape and auto attack. Take down these pillars, see what happens. Ooh, he's getting some hits on me. Okay, maybe we will focus on getting rid of those dogs for now. One less thing to deal with while I'm trying to take down the pillars. Yes, I'm standing in the vomit, but it's not really hurting me. I do have a very high electrical resistance. 107. And that's from the mostly from the green steel. I can't get the buff again because that will just paralyze me. Not while I already have it, so it's gonna have to bite the bullet and let the glob get it. Like I said in the Master Artificer video, I am gonna be starting Voodu's racials very soon, so wanted to do some of these things, like try some of these solos before I go on that racial train, because I'm going to be in heroics for a while on Voodu. Looking forward to getting Ginger Spice back to Cap, playing the new druid at Cap. try single target and auto attack and see how well that holds up. That'll be faster than me trying to burst him. We'll switch over to the bell. And the dusk and the vacuum. Not the dust and the vacuum. Those two things do go together, right? But the dusk and the vacuum. There's my buff. Still can't get it. He stuns you and stuff, so I don't know if that stun is something that I could save against or what, but you gotta either be able to survive it or not get stunned. Pretty good reflex saves for, I mean, this is what, only a 24 on Elite? Says arcane, oh, that's arcane spell failure. Why am I getting arcane spell failure on my blast? That doesn't make any sense. Okay, dogs are gonna come back out. You know what it was? I think when I tried to solo this before, I think he chained me and then knocked me into the water while I was chained, and there was just nothing I could do. I had a flashback right there. Can I get the buff? Yes. So maybe just stay away from the edges to avoid that from happening again. What does that buff even give him? Try going back to the other. That vulnerability stacks even on red names like that. Get the hounds, there it is right there. That stacks up to 20 times. My turn to get the buff. Thank you. should be shield blocking, because when he does his swipe attack, it's draining my con or something. Is that? No, it's this. Touch of Mournlands, yeah. Kinda forgot about that. I think you gotta have a shield to block that. Not mean to get that. Just trying to get away from his whirlwind. I got overcharged, now I'm paralyzed. I got my aura on, so it shouldn't be an issue. Still getting arcane spell failure. I'm in medium armor. Why in the world? Got that. I should have no arcane spell failure. Medium armor. I don't even have my shield equipped right now. What the hell that's all about? Okay, let's go to single target. Focus blast. Here we can see the numbers. Unlike in MA and in Master Artificer. Probably not safe to stand there. If the buff comes back up, I'll get overloaded again. I don't have my aura on right now. The vulnerability even stacks on the lob. Doggies are going to come back out again. Switching back to defensive gear. Rain of Blades shouldn't be a problem. That arcane spell failure notice is really bothering me. All the gear is the same. The spell, it says spell failure on there, but it's overcome by the Sapphire Spell Agility 15. Hover over. It says arcane spell failure 40%. I wonder if that's from buff in here or something? Uh-oh. Buffs are running out. Not getting arcane spell failure now. So weird. I know somebody's watching this and going, oh, it's because this, that, and the other thing. Make a comment. I don't know. Arcane spell failure now. What the hell? Tensors doesn't give that, does it? No, I'm not getting arcane spell failure. What in the hell is going on here? Back to single target? Sure. Let's see what kind of cool numbers we can get when he's stacked up to 20 stacks of vulnerability. He's got 19 now, so he's fully stacked up. I've got my higher DPS gear on. Well, I don't have the greatest light spell power. It's only like 616 right now. Well, those are the sacrifices we make to be tanky. Getting arcane spell failure messages again. Final round of doggies should be coming up soon. Some buffage. just go ahead and get rid of it. So bright. Oh, the pillars are vulnerable now. Okay, so clean up some more of this trash, though. Yeah, I'm gonna grab this buff. So I think I can leave one alive, and then the next round won't spawn. Or I could just get rid of it all, and then it will stop spawning, but why deal with additional rounds of trash if I don't have to? Okay. So what was my big plan? Well, it wasn't really a secret weapon, I admit. But it's just going to be the Drow Darkfire. Has a really nice long range. And that's what I'm going to use to break down these pillars. Shot that one, did over 2,000 damage. Now, I think Darkfire is cool. You know, when they first changed it, it was doing way, you know, it was way overpowered. And it was like, you know, a no-brainer to pick up. And then they were like, okay, we did a little too much. We went a little overboard, and so they ratcheted it back a little bit. But I still think it's worth getting. I don't think it's worth going Drow just to get it. But I think if you are Drow and you have the points, I think it can be a worthwhile thing to pick up. For 2 action points. You get this SLA that does a couple thousand damage. It has a pretty quick cooldown. Okay. We're gonna have to do a little bit more DPS maybe to the lob. I don't see any more vulnerable pillars. Or maybe get rid of these guys? I don't know. Okay, we're gonna have a lot of crap to deal with. I don't want to take a chance. I just got stoned. I think I got my aura back on. Let's just go ahead and take care of some of this trash. paralyzed. Am I floating? Yes, I am. Somebody's not happy that I'm out here. Oh shit. My buff ran out. And I'm chained in the water, and my ore is not on. Shit. Alright, if I must deal with you, then I will. That's how it's gonna be. So here, you know, if you're not familiar with this raid, I'm not actually trying to kill the Lord of Blades. This raid will complete once I get all but 2 pillars down. Which I guess I could just be using Darkfire on these two. That way I can keep my aura going. Yeah, he falls when he gets down to 0, but it's really just dramatics. He just get right back up. Fully healed. He's the drama queen. Idyllic touch 1 fail. A lot more hit points than the other ones I was doing earlier. Wonder maybe bottoms have more hit points than the tops? 2, 3, 4. The arcane spell failure again. That is really bugging me. But interferes with their ability to use magic. It's Touch of the Mournlands. I never realized that caused arcane spell failure. Interesting. Well, that certainly makes it more challenging to do this on a caster. Okay, this should do it. One more pillar. And we'll finally be done with this nonsense. Should do it. Woohoo! Cross that one off my bucket list. Hell yeah. He's like, nobody makes me bleed my own blood. And then he storms off like the big drama queen that he is. And he's like, I'll get you next time, Voodoo. Next time. And I would have gotten away with it if it weren't for you meddling Corey.
It is done. By your own power, you prevented the calamity that House Cannith, with all of its infinite resources, could not stop. Now all that is
Well, I'm not
left
going to
is
do
for
the
you to
optional
claim your just
elemental
rewards.
chamber. I certainly don't need a motion fixation device or whatever it is that comes from here. So that's it. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions about my build, you can respond on my build post in the Warlock forum. And as always, if you have any questions about my videos, you can respond on YouTube.